Hello guys. Let's wait for a couple of minutes, then we'll start.
Are sufficiently.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, let's start, guys. Now. Okay. Um, just a second. Let me share my screen. Okay. So is my screen is visible?
Not now.
Okay. Just a second. So yesterday we started with object oriented programming, right? So do you have any question from OOP, guys? You can put that in the chat and then we can just start. Luis, can you repeat again your question, please, if you have anything? If you have any question, you can unmute and you can just share that. Otherwise, I hope now you all can see the Jupyter notebook.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just revise the things what we learned in yesterday's class. Okay. So we started with what exactly object oriented programming is, what are the different benefits of OOP, right? And we have started with discussing different features of object oriented programming. So we have discussed about what is object is, right? What is class is, and then we have seen like how we are creating the class, how we are creating the object, right? And even we have seen like how we can initialize the object variable, or we can say instance variable. Okay, we have seen how we can create multiple objects. Here is the syntax of creating the class. Okay, this is what the documentation string, doc string, we can call it as. Okay, and then uh, we can create the class with an empty body by using just pass. Okay, and then this is how we actually uh, write the constructor. So constructor is used to initialize the object variable, right? Or we can say instance variable. I'll explain what exactly instance variable is, but it is used to initiate the instance variable. Then uh, like in Python we write in constructor in this way. This is the only constructor we can write. It can be parameterized constructor, or um, the normal constructor. Okay, so uh, so here we have defined one class. Okay, and in that class we have accepted the value from the user, right? This is what the constructor is, guys. Like when we create an object, okay, then it will automatically invoke this particular method, that is constructor. Then it will take the initial values to id, name and age. These all are object variable, right? Object specific variable. And to determine, to identify which are object specific variable, we use self keyword. Self indicate it is object specific variable. Okay, so we can create a number of objects, guys, and the memory for every object is different. Then like we have seen like how we can create the class, how we can pass the values to the constructor, okay, while creating the object even, right? You can see here, while creating the object we are passing some values to the constructor, and that constructor initializes the instance variable. Okay, so this is what we have discussed in the previous class. If you have any question, please let me know. I hope you all can hear me properly.
Yes, Amit. Yesterday, you named some words public module. And what is the difference between public module, non-public module, or special module?
Public,
Hello,
it
good
is
evening,
not an
sir. I can't hear you.
uh
Can you
okay,
hear me?
just a second, Pankaj. Like I'll just,
Okay.
But
guys, you all, can you just put in a chat? I hope you all can hear me.
Yes, yes, we are.
Yes, we are able to hear you.
Can you put in the chat so that Sena will come to know he is having some issues? So let me just address him. All right. So Pankaj, let me address your question. Like public means like we can access throughout the file. Okay. Like you can see here, double underscore init double underscore, right? So this indicates this particular method is a public method. Okay. So we can access it from anywhere. So let me just tell you, okay, this is what an object is, right? We are creating the object. So this object is always created outside the class, right? So it should be, when we create the object, what it is doing, it is actually calling this particular method. Are you agree with this? When we create the object, it are actually calling what, this particular method. Is it right?
Right.
So that means if we are creating the object from outside the class, right, then it should be accessible, right? It should be accessible. So there are some concept in object oriented programming, like encapsulation. That means we are hiding some data or hiding some functions from the user. That means user is not able to access some variable from outside the class or inside the class, kind of concept we are having ahead. And if we allow this particular method to be accessible from anywhere, that means this method should be public. Okay, and that's why this init is having double underscore before and double underscore after, and this indicates what, the method is public method. Okay.
Okay. Then any method with double underscore before and after, it means this is a public method.
Yeah, that means we can access it from anywhere.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other question, guys? You can put down your question in the chat, otherwise you can unmute yourself and just, I believe everyone is clear with how to create the object, how to access the variable, right? Now let's go ahead and do some other task in this. Okay, so let us copy one particular code. Let me just copy this particular code and paste it here. Okay, now we have defined one class. We are having one, simple, uh, what is this, like a, we can say a constructor. Now let me define one simple function here, def, you know display.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, yesterday we discussed about submission of this assignment. Uh, I need some more time for submitting this assignment because of I need study on various topics that we have learned and solve the assignments to code program in Python. So need some more time, sir.
Yeah, you just email to Ajay and he will
Okay,
guide
sir.
you.
It's today is last date of submitting assignment on portal.
No, you
So
just email him, like he will guide you.
okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me check after this class if I can extend the date. If not, then better you share, just email him. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, who is going to evaluate our submissions? Do
Yeah,
we have
will
any
will
marks for the submission, sir?
yes, definitely. Like it is required. Like when it is required, then you have to submit that. Okay, in a proper way. I'll guide you through.
Okay,
Like
sir.
don't worry. Yeah, after this. Okay. So I hope you all can just see like what I'm writing here. I'm creating one method, guys. Can you see now? I am writing this method. Method means function. Onward, in object oriented programming, we called it as method, guys. Okay, instead of function. Keep this in mind. Okay, function and method both are same. Okay, so in this, like I am writing this method display. Okay, can you see D small here? So always remember, whenever you're writing an method, the name should start with like small case. Okay, and if you want to combine some other word, display data, then you can see D is capital here. So first D is small, other D is like capital. In this way you can, write this particular and follow this kind of approach, guys, to just show your knowledge, like you know most of the thing of object oriented programming, like this. Okay, this is a general approach we follow. Okay, now let us try to display print. Okay, here you can write details of you student, details of student is whose id is this, is okay, this is the method. All right, now let's execute this. Yeah, it is just asking us the name, id1, name is Amit. Okay, and age is, for example, 30. Now it will do nothing. Can anyone tell me why it is not displaying the result? Can anyone tell me why it is not displaying the result?
Sir, we have to call, no?
Right, like we have to, you know, call this particular method. So how we are calling the method, guys? You remember in the last class we learned how to call the variable and how to call the functions. How to call
Obj
it?
It
Object
object
called
dot
name.
was function name
Yeah,
or
object dot display data, right? Now we are passing no parameter, guys. You can see here we are passing nothing here. So will not write anything in this particular bracket. So this is how we are calling this particular method. And now you can see it will ask id 1. Let me just give my name, and age is 30. Can you see the details of student whose id is 1 is Amit, and for example 30. So we can write here is like is name equal to Amit. Then instead of slash t, we can write slash n, means for next line, and then age equal to this one. So id is 1. Formatting you can do later, guys, like how you want the result. Details of student whose id is 1 is like, instead of here we can also write slash n. Okay, name and age. Yeah, this is how we can call the function, guys. So can you tell me, like, you know which one is the property and which one is the behavior in this case? Which one is the behavior, which one is the properties?
ID, name, and age is the properties.
And this is what the behavior is, right?
Display and data is.
Yes, exactly. So this is what your behavior is. Okay, so this class, now just understand the concept of class again. Class is the collection of properties and behavior, right? We can have multiple behavior of particular object, and then we can call the behavior and properties of every student using that student name, that is object name. This simple thing, right? So any question in this? You can see like how I have accessed this instance variable outside this particular function. Now just tell me, if these variables are a normal variable, then we cannot access all these id, name, age in this particular display data function, right? We cannot access, but you can see I am able to access this id, name, and age outside this particular function where we defined. That means inside the display we can access those. That means this is what, and object specific function, guys, right? So let me just tell you a simple demo. Okay, suppose I am writing a is equal to 10. Now I am trying to access here a, like let's say a is equal to, and I'm printing a here. Okay, I'm printing just a here, and just write down the a at the end. So you can see one simple name is Amit, and then age is 30. Okay, now it will raise an error. It is not able to find out what a inside the display data, because a is the normal variable. Are you agree with this? A is the normal variable, this is local variable, guys. Okay, but these variables are what? Self dot id is what? Is it a normal variable, guys? What it is? What kind of variable it is? It is object specific variable, right? It's an object specific variable, right? That's why we are able to access that within the object, which we using object name. Okay, so we need to just remove this. So we cannot just write a local variable here, and such a variables are called object specific variables. Okay, such a variables are called object specific variables, or we called it as instance variable. We called it as instance variable. Okay, so this is what the name instance variable or object specific variable. Okay, and the method, you know this method is called instance method, or we called it as what? Object specific method. Okay, this is also an object specific method, guys. So there are two types of method. One is instance method, another is class method. So I believe now you are aware with what is instance method is. The method which is object specific and which is accessible using object name is called what? An instance method, simply. Okay, any doubt?
No.
All right, so let me just check the chat also. Okay, let's go ahead and write one more program. Simple program. Can you just write down this for me, guys? Write a program, write a
Yes, sir.
class. Okay, write a class of employee.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, when I put the data, enter age 30, it's showing attribute error. Student object has no attribute display data.
So I believe you have written self here. Display,
Yeah,
right? And just check
right.
the name while accessing the function. These two names should be same.
Okay.
Are you able to execute this?
Yes, sir, but showing the same.
Can you put your code in the chat quickly?
Okay, sir. So it will take time. I'll doing that. So at last I'll talk to you.
Okay. Can you please be on mute so that others will not be disturbed? Guys, please be on mute. Okay, so you have to accept the basic details of the employee, salary details of the employee, and display it. Okay, so salary details in the sense, uh, you all know, right, like how the salary slip, maybe those who are from India, they know like what is the structure of salary, right? Salary slip, we can say there is some DA, there is some HRA. Are you aware with this salary structure? Maybe
Yes,
as,
yes.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Basic
please. Yeah,
salary.
basic and everything, right? So you have to accept those components and calculate the final CTC, or maybe gross salary, whatever you want to calculate. Just calculate that particular salary and display it. Is it possible? So let me just define some salary details, like let's limit this. It varies based on company, right? So let's say salary means basic. What is your basic? Then what is your HRA, right? Then what is your DA? And what else? BOB, for example. These all are like the four components you can accept from the user. And then uh, just add all these in final amount. This will be your salary details, right? and display it. Will you be able to do that, guys? Or should we write simultaneously?
Yes, yes, we can.
Sir.
Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and write this. Let's write class. What should be our class name? Employee. Okay. And then see, let's just think what the details we need to accept. Basic details, right? From the user first. So for basic details, uh, let's write, def init. What is this init, guys? This is constructor. Okay. Self, and here we'll be writing, self dot eid. Okay, employee id is equal to integer in bracket input. In this, enter id.
Amit sir, we have to accept only basic salary or all HRA or DA, because sometimes HRA is 50% or 14%. They are automatically calculating sometime.
Yeah, you can use your calculation also, not an issue. Like better, like for now, for ease, like we can accept this from the user itself, you know or maybe you can, if you have a basic, then for example 150% of basic will be like, this is what DA, right? Or maybe 65% DA, kind of, right? And what is HRA calculation, you can do that definitely, but for now just accept it from user. It's up to you. Yeah. Self dot e name, employee name is equal to, input, enter.
Yeah, sorry. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Can you please explain what this HRA and DA and BOB means?
So
So I would
yeah, yeah,
follow
yeah.
your. Yeah.
So like these are all salary components from like one of India region, we can say. Basic is the amount, like monthly, how you, for example, I'm having, for example, 15 lakh of CTC, right? And in that, for example, 45,000 is my basic, for example. Okay, then house rent allowance, or this is house rent allowance, we can say. Monthly you will get 10,000 rupees house rent, or 50,000 rupees house rent. This is what an house rent is. This is daily allowance that you can calculate, like it is around 50% or maybe 100% of basic. Okay, and BOB is the extra amount, like you will get, for example, some bonus, or maybe some medical claim amount, or whatever, like the extra amount you'll get, that will come under BOB. This is what the component of
Okay.
salary. Okay, so
Okay. All right.
yeah, so we can accept it from user, like what is your basic, what is your HRA, what is your DA, and what is your BOB, and then add all these things to get just, the final CTC of an employee. Self dot, now name,
Age.
age, right? Self dot age is equal to integer in bracket, input, and enter age. After that, self dot, what we can say is department. Can we just accept it? Integer, or not an integer, input. Is it from data science practice? Is it from data engineering practice? Right? Kind of thing we can accept. Enter department. These are the basic details, guys. We can accept from the employee. Okay. Now there is a time to accept what? Salary components, right? So let's accept def salary. Okay, and in that we'll be writing self. Here, what you can write, guys, let's say self dot salary is equal to, okay, so here integer input basic plus integer input, what guys, next is HRA, right? Can we do this, guys, to just optimize the space, right? Maybe integer input enter DA or whatever it is, right? Plus integer input BOB. That's it. And here we will have a salary of the employee. And then next is what? Next requirement is what? Display the details, right? So for that we'll have what? Display function. Okay, in that we'll be writing self indicate, this is instance variable, object specific variable, right? And then we'll be writing here print details of employee, print ID. ID is what? Self dot EID. I hope everyone is doing this. Name, name of the employee, EID means employee ID. Okay, self dot name or e name, print age, department, and then finally what, guys? What's salary, right? Salary. That's it. Let's execute this. It's working fine. Now let's create the object of that employee. How will be creating the object, guys? This is the way. E1 is equal to this. Let's execute. Employee ID is 1. Employee name is Amit. Age is 30. Department is data science. Okay, now it's working, right? It has accepted all the values, but it never goes in salary, right? Why? It never asks me to enter basic details and HRA.
We
Why,
have to
guys?
call now. We have to call salary.
Yeah, exactly. We have to call it. Okay. How we are going to call it? Sequentially, guys, right? This will call what? This particular function will call init. That's why we have entered all these details. Now we need to call what? Salary, right? So let's go ahead and call E1 dot salary. Simple. And then what? E1 dot display. This is the sequence. Now Let's go ahead, enter 1, and my name is Amit. Then now data science. Now see, it has like asked me to enter basic details, right? For example, 45,000, HRA is 30,000, DA is around 90,000, and BOB is around 30,000. So here is the detail of employee.
Natho is
Sorry.
one. Returning करे sanimas.
Can you mute yourself, please? Monica or otherwise I will revoke the access, guys, of this. Please be on mute.
Hello, Amit. This is
Yes.
Maksud.
Yes, Maksud, tell me.
So in the constructor, you are having the basic inputs like name, age, department.
Right.
Why is that? Is it any practice or we have to actually follow this? Because
No, it's a practice. Okay. So what
in the
generally we
salary,
do
you are also
is,
taking some inputs, isn't it? In the
yeah,
salary,
yeah.
in the display, you are also taking some.
So that is what the beauty of this particular programming language. Okay, so you can see actually we are separating out the salary part, right, from the basic details. Even if you want to take some departmental details, then you can write another function, departmental details, and accept the designation, roles and responsibilities of employee and other stuffs, right? So we are separating out the details from the each other. That is what the thing is. So you can write anything in this like initial way. So anyway, like if we are writing here, right, self dot salary. So this will ultimately what the object variable itself. So it will be the part of this object only. Okay, so we are writing self dot salary. Even if you write another variable in display also, the using like self dot a variable name, that will be also the part of object itself. Okay, so we are just separating out the things. That's it. There is no any thing involved here. Okay.
So can we say that under the constructor, what input we are taking, that is also the global input for this class?
Yes, this is not means object specific input. It's
Yeah.
not a global, object specific. Yes.
After that, we can actually have a number of methods where we can distinguish
Yeah.
or
We can,
separate anything. Yeah, anything.
yeah, we can have multiple methods in that we can define new variables also. That is also okay. Okay. That is
Sir,
also an part of,
I'm getting syntax error.
yeah, please check then syntax, like where exactly you're getting the errors.
Sir, please scroll down.
Now, okay.
Sir,
So
I have put my program in the chat box. If you can please check. I'm getting syntax error in this.
just a second. See here, give the space after this def. Now it should work fine. Okay. Now let me just give you an another thing
Sir,
why
I
we
have
are
a
writing.
question.
Yeah, just let me complete first this. Let me give you a simple thing like why I have written here, the basic details in it. Okay. Let us consider student is also a person, right? Employee is one person, and senior citizen is one person. Are you agree with this? Right? So if we want to create an application where we need to log the details of student, also details of employee, also even details of senior citizen, right, or even other entities. So what we can do is we can write a person class, and in that we'll write a constructor. Okay, that constructor accepts the basic details of a person. That person can be anything. Okay, the person can be employee, person can be uh, the student or senior citizen, or maybe housewives, whatever it is, right? So this is what the main purpose of person class, to accept the basic details, because for every user there is id associated, right? There is name associated, there is age, or maybe the other thing associated with that. Okay, so that's why we generally write the basic details in the constructor, so that again in employee class I don't have to create the constructor and access the basic details. I will just call the person class and I will get the constructor from that particular person class. So I will will cover that in the next topic itself. Then you will understand like why I have written what the basic details here. Okay. Okay, just go ahead. Who was asking something?
Sir, here in display,
Mm-hmm.
we have self.eid, then self.ename,
Mm-hmm.
and in age, we have not mentioned e dot means e age.
That is okay. This is
Yeah.
variable that we are writing, right? It's up to us like what to write. It's a simple variable name. You can write anything. You want to
Means
write
we
E, then
can
go ahead, write
use.
and write. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
no
Sir,
problem.
Prashant here.
Yeah, Prashant, tell me.
Sir, I'm getting attribute error. Employee has
Which
no object.
which
Object
object?
has no salary.
Salary. So have you written this self here?
Yes, sir.
Have you checked this spelling here and wherever you are accessing? Just check
Yes, sir.
it is case sensitive. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir.
Sir, I'm still not getting the output. It is not. It is just blank. I'm
Yeah,
trying to.
it will be blank. So even for me also it is blank, right? You haven't called it, right? Here, have you tried this code?
Okay.
Right, this is simple class you have written, but we haven't instantiated that. We haven't created the object. We
What
haven't
does that
called salary.
E1?
Sorry,
What does that E1? I mean, you're just naming it.
this is what a variable, right? This is object name.
Okay.
We are creating an object, right? Employee ka object. This is one first object. For that object we are accessing the salary. For that object we are accessing what? Display method.
Okay.
Sir, when I try, the BOB is 40,000. Last is attribute error. Employee object has no attribute display.
So can you just check the spelling here and this case sensitive? Okay, D should be small everywhere. Okay, everything is small in this case. And check self written here. And this should be inside the class. Okay, these all three functions are. Can you see here we have started class from here, but we are having
Yes, yes,
indentation, right? Yeah, this should be
yes.
inside the class. So now you're getting output, right?
I'm still trying, sir. I'm still trying. I'll let you know.
Yeah. Maksud, this will not work because then it will say E1 is not defined. Maksud. If you are not writing E1 equal to employee, that means you are never creates an object, right? And then salary will not be assigned to E1. This is the case. Okay.
Amit sir, can you scroll down the output because I need to double check whether it's correct.
Is it okay?
Scroll down a bit the output. I need to double check whether it's correct between yours and mine. Scroll down a bit, sorry. Okay.
Sir, E1 is a object of this class employee, and it is calling both functions. It's a salary and display are both different functions. It's not associated with this class employee.
No. It's an functions of employee only, right? These three, can you see def innate, def salary, right? Def display. These three are the functions of employee class. Can you see all these three functions inside the employee, right? Indentation, and then we have written these three functions. These all are functions of employee. Yeah. And this class will act as a template, right? Yesterday, you remember, like we discussed, class is collection of this instance variable and functions.
Is anywhere in program we can call its
So anywhere in program, yeah, we can call this, we can create the object of employee and we can access all these functions and variables.
okay. If you want to check what are the functions inside one such a class,
Yeah,
can
so
you
let's
check VIR?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Now we have created employee, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
have created an employee. Now let's check if employee is having all these things, right? So D, not here. Let me just go down here. Print dir of E1, right? E1 is our object. Are you agree with this? Right? So you can see for E1, which are the variables associated. Can you see age here? Can you
Yes,
see
sir.
department here? Display function is there. Employee ID is there, right? E-name is there. Salary is there. And this sal is the variable and salary is the function. And these double underscore are the default one that is already associated with it, right? And these all are we have created.
We have created are not with double underscore.
Yes.
So as much as we want, we can add.
Yeah, we can create n number of variables. We can create, n number of functions. So these all are instance variables and functions. Age is instance variable. Department is instance variable, right? Display is instance method. EID is instance variable. E-name is instance variable. Sal is instance variable, and salary is instance method. Okay, these are two instance methods, and these four and this salary will be your this one.
Sir Prashant here.
Yes, Prashant.
Sir, I have shared one error in the chat box. Sir.
Okay.
Bound method employee dot.
Okay, I received my result successfully.
Okay. So bound method employed or display of main object. This is not the error, Prashant. Can you put your code in the chat? I believe you are trying to print some object. Are you trying to print E1?
Yes, sir.
Don't print that. Like I believe, like let me just share it with you. Here I have written dir. Okay, I'm sure like you are printing like this.
No, sir, not for this, sir. No, for the program that I have written.
Yeah, but anyway, like in the program I believe like you're doing like this, print even. Or maybe you can put your code in the chat, I'll check. Yeah, let me just copy this code. And okay, this class is okay. Where is the other code? You are doing next code.
Just a minute, sir.
See, like after display, you haven't given the parenthesis, right? So till this, it will work fine. But for display, if you're writing only display, then it will act as an object. And that's why it is printing your object.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If you are calling it as a function, then it will call the function. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So instead of mentioning self, I have mentioned something else, and our program got executed.
Where you have mentioned here.
Everywhere I have mentioned something else like
If you are not writing self here, then this will be your static variable function. Okay. It's not an error, but it will be your static. Yes, sure. Mahesh, do you have any problem in this? Okay.
no, not problem with self, but just I was trying checking what if by mistake if we do spelling mistake. That I was taking if we use anything else.
Okay.
How it becomes, sir? It's my question.
Sorry.
How is giving us result? We are not using self. I thought it's keyword.
It's not a keyword. I think it is not in green, right? It's not in green, so it is not a keyword.
Okay, so we can use anything else.
Yes, but don't write anything else. Self is the one. Okay.
Standard practice.
Yes. Okay. So any other thing here? Let me just The next property that we are going to learn is encapsulation. Okay, sorry, it's inheritance first. But let's wait for another 5 minutes because some are going for. Okay, till then, like, do you have any questions from assignment? We'll just wait for 5 minutes. For some members for in prayer. So, do you have any question in regarding assignments? Any question?
Yes, one question.
Yes.
There are question. Filtering even length string from a list using filter.
Filtering what?
Even length. Okay. I'm just copy and pasting in Q&A. Yeah.
Even length string, right?
Also, I tried to make a code, but it's not working. Working filter object at 0 double double something like.
Okay. Let me just check.
Also, I think I'm giving my code. Please check.
Okay. So you see the screen? This is the solution.
Okay.
Apple,
think
banana. Yeah.
my code is almost similar. Filter.
Mhm.
mm,
Here
Okay.
you haven't
Is
passed the list.
yes, yes. Try to put list. Low charge. Okay, got it. Okay, one more thing. Yesterday you create a
Mhm.
formula of the question. I don't know which one is. We need to count a alphabet in a line. How much alphabet used in a line?
Mhm.
But I think you forget to pass the formula in QA. We don't receive till yet.
That is in the last class file, I think.
Yes, you yes, you did post in chat, but we can't copy anything in chat. We
Okay.
always need in QA.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll do that later.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So Monica
Amit
is
sir,
asking. Sorry.
Amit sir, can I ask one question regarding the parameters constructor?
Yeah. 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 Go ahead.
I've defined two constructors. One is normal and one is parameterized constructor.
Mhm.
But when we call when we call parameterized constructor is work fine. But when we call non-parameterized constructor, it's showing error.
Which error?
That's showing that missing one required position argument.
Mhm. Can you put your code in the chat? So
So
yeah, Monica, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, but when I run my program in my screen, it's showing the error, missing one required positional argument.
Here, the code is same.
Yes, sir, code is same.
Okay, your code is here. I can copy this. This is your code, right? And reduce here you have to, okay, this is now a function. This is now a function and it should run fine. Okay, D. Oh, BCD you have written.
They have a two, no? A, B.
No,
Yeah.
I want to multiply the all elements which are present in the list.
Yeah, that is fine. That is fine. Okay, reduce itself will figure out that. Can you just use this particular lambda function instead of this 3 parameter?
Sir, we have to use two parameters, X, Y, or A, B, or B,
Yeah,
C.
it right. So here what will happen? It will pick one in X, it will pick one in Y, multiply it and will store the result in X, right? That is what we have
Okay,
seen.
so got it.
Yeah.
So always means we will take the two
Yeah,
arguments.
reduce itself will take care of that. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Sir, I just pasted my code.
Yeah, Safa, are you there? You back? Which Manish, this is the code, right?
Yes, yes. If we will pass the parameter, like pass any manager, like manager name, like manager or anything, they work. But when we, yes, sir, just run that code.
Type error. Missing one parameter. So why you defined two constructor here? As
Well,
I said, we must have only one constructor. Either it is parametric or without parametric. Okay, so if you are writing two, right, then
yes.
it will take the latest one, that is the last occurrence. And last occurrence is expecting one required parameter, right? And whenever you are calling this, you are passing nothing, right? You are passing nothing. That means it will call this particular constructor and it is expecting one manager input, but you are not giving manager as an input here.
No, I just, sir, it's working. Second one is working. If we pass any parameter, no, like manager or any type my name, so
That
it's
will
working.
work, bro. That will definitely work. Why it is not working for first time is Python. There is one rule in Python that we cannot have a two constructor.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Okay. If we write a two constructor, then it will ignore first. It will go and check every time. It will go and check the second one. So whenever you are passing here manager, so definitely manager will assign here. But if you are not passing anything, then it is expecting to pass, right? So
Okay,
that's
sir.
why it is giving an error. So that point will cover in the next to next lecture maybe. Okay, overriding and overloading polymorphism, but try to understand we will have only one constructor at a time.
Okay. So one more question regarding the assignment. You sent one question that count the number of occurrences. So what type of occurrences we have count? Just like money. So how many M are present? How many A are present? Like
Yes,
this.
yes, yes, yes.
Sir, I run the program, but they just calculate one occurrences. Like first name is my name is Manish, so they just calculated Manish only.
So yesterday
Can
we
you help?
solved this problem. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
share that code.
Okay, sorry, sir. I'll leave that last after that.
Okay, okay, got it. Yeah, okay. All right, guys, we'll continue here now. We're back. Let's talk about inheritance. Okay. Now, it is very interesting property of object-oriented programming that we all know, right? Here, inheritance means taking the properties of parent. okay, or maybe will be having properties of parent in the child in in every case, right? If we say, you know, like in terms of biology, we can say some properties of parent will be there in child. In case of like physical, suppose if we are having parents property, then we'll get that, right? So this is what kind of, you know, inheritance concept programmers try to, you know, achieve using program. So let us consider parent is having some properties, and um, the parent is having childs also, right? Child having their own properties. Parents property plus child property will be the property of child, right? But uh, so this is what, you know, the general term we say, right? And that we can achieve with the help of, you know, program. So that's why OOP is very, you know, interesting, that actually um, what we can say, actually deal with the real time problems. Okay, so let's understand that what exactly I try to say. Okay, so inheritance is the method in which we will have parent child relationship. Okay, so let us write down this. It brings parent child relationship. Okay, or this is what the thing, then code reusability can be achieved using inheritance. Very important, okay, property it is code reusability. Instead of writing code multiple times, we can, you know, have that using inheritance. That previously we discussed, right? Employees also having basic details, some kids are also having basic details, students are also having basic details, right? Or those who are in home, they are also having what basic details. So can we write a single code for basic details, and can we access those code again and again in different places instead of writing that again and again, right? That is called inheritance, guys. So this is a very important property. Okay, so in this we will have parent class and child class. Okay, we always create the object of child class. Always remember, we always create the object of child class. Then types of inheritance, simple types of inheritance. Those who are from IT background, they are aware, like very first is, you know, single or simple inheritance. Okay, then second one is um, multi-level inheritance. Third one is multiple inheritance. The next one is hybrid inheritance. Hierarchical inheritance and other inheritance types are there, but these are the important one. Okay, now let's go ahead and try to understand very first type of inheritance is single inheritance. Okay, so before that, let me just write down here. Okay, parent or maybe parent class is also known as superclass or base class. Okay, child class is also known as derived class. These are the terminologies we'll be using: parent class, or we can say super class, or we can say base class. Okay, these are the three terms we can use, or maybe child class, or we also call it as derived class. Okay, so these are the terminologies we'll be using. So here in this, we will have only one parent class and one child class. Simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and write down this class person. These are the main thing here. O capital object is the super class of every class. You might have seen online, guys, right? Have you seen like most of the users are writing some object here? Have you seen online, if you're referring some material of OOP, most of the users are writing object here after person and other stuffs, right? So object is the super class of every class, guys, every class. Always remember, right? Object is one of the class which is super class, you can say. Okay, let us write one class person will be having def double underscore init double underscore, and then here self, then self dot name is equal to I am from base class. Okay, and let's define one function def, for example, demo is my method. Okay, here I am passing self, print I am from base class. Okay, this is what the class is, guys. So this is called the normal class. Okay, now let's create one more class. Okay, student, right? And then I'll be writing here, for example, let's say def details self. Okay, self dot, for example, sid, student id, equal to integer input, enter student id. Okay, that's it. Now we don't have constructor, it's optional, guys. Okay, we don't have constructor for which class? Student class. Now we need to create one parent and one child. So I am saying person is the parent and student is the child. So how we are going to define that? So student is inherited from person class. This is how we achieve the inheritance, guys, by writing the class name just inside this particular class. Okay, so it means person is the parent of student. Simple. Okay, this is how the single inheritance. It only one parent, only one child class. This is called single inheritance. Okay, now I have written one statement. Can you see? We always create the object of child class. So can you tell me which object of which class I should create the object?
Student.
Student class.
S is equal to student, right? Let's create it and just print. Okay, print the dir of S. So tell me how many properties will be there in dir? How many properties will be there for student?
Two.
SS
One.
here. Okay,
One.
properties one, right? And functions,
Def
Just
detail,
name.
def demo. Two.
right? So let's check this. Can you see now here for this demo and name, right? Demo and name is there.
Name is not there. So detail.
Details is there. Okay,
Yes.
what? So can you see like SID is also there somewhere? SID also there. Can you see
Yes, there
SID
is two
there?
properties. Two.
Yes, this is details one. Then you can see where it is SID. Can you find SID here?
No, it's not showing.
Yeah, because we haven't called this particular function, that's why SID is not there. But you can see name is also there. Okay, demo is also there. If we write, you know, this init. Now this init is of what? Instead of SID, let us say, instead of this details, let's say display. Okay, and instead of this print self ID, that's it. I'm from, I'll be removing this and let us pass something here. Okay, let me execute this now. Can you see SID is also there? Now name is not there. Is there a name? No, right? Now it is what? SID. Getting it? So what is happening? Can anyone tell me what is happening?
Yes, sir. First they call the base class constructor. No, but they currently
Right.
repository.
So yes, now we are creating the object of what? Student. So it is an child class, right? So it will just find out the constructor of child class. Is it there? Yes, it is there. So it will execute it, and SID you can see here. Okay, suppose we are not writing the constructor of child class, then it will search the constructor of
Parent class.
parent class, and that's why name was appeared there. Are you getting it?
It is like a nested class.
Yes, we can say like we are nesting the properties of parent here in the child, right?
Yeah. So
This is
please
how-
repeat. So please explain once again.
Yes, so what we have discussed, right? We are establishing the parent child relationship, right? So person is here what? Our parent, and student is what? Our child. How we define student is our child? Because we have written the persons, this is class name inside the student, right? That's why person is the parent and student is our child. Okay,
Yes.
now previously we haven't written the constructor of this, right? Let me just what we can say, comment it. Let me just comment it and execute it. Now can you see name appeared here, right? Name means where is the name? From parents constructor. That means it has called what? It has called what? Parents constructor, because it is not able to find what? The constructor of child.
Yeah.
anyway we are
Yes.
creating the object of child, right? It should look for the constructor of child, but the constructor is not there. That's why it goes up and it will find out what the constructor
Mm,
for parent, and
yeah,
that's why
yeah.
name appeared here. Okay, but if we have the constructor of what child, then it will take that only.
Ignore the parent
Yeah,
instead.
it will not go up and it will not find the constructor of
Yeah,
parent.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
true.
we can also call the constructor, but there is different method to do that by using super. We'll learn that later. Okay, but
Okay.
now it is not going up and checking the constructor. It is just having its own constructor. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, now can you see like demo is also there? Demo is the method of parent, right?
Yeah.
But still it is available for student object. Are you agree with this, everyone? S is
Yes.
the object of student, right? Still this S is available to
So
sorry,
student.
yeah, so the demo method is of parent is available to the student, because anyway the demo is the property of person, right? Demo is the property of person, that means parent. So
Yeah.
anyway we can access the property of parent in general also, right? But
Yeah.
guys, we cannot access the property of child. Are you agree with this? Parent is not
Yeah.
authorized to access the property of child. This is
That's right.
again a
Yes,
general,
right.
this is again
Yes,
a
right.
general rule, right?
Yes.
So same, we are implementing in programming also. If we have defined some variable like name in parent, we cannot, we can access it in the child. But if we define some variable in the child like sid, we cannot access it in a parent class.
Yeah.
Always remember. So let me just clear this with you with the help of example. P
It's
is
just like
equal to,
genetic, like
let's
like
create the
genetic.
object. Yeah,
Okay.
let's create the object of parent class, and then let's check the P, right? You can see now only what demo and name is there. Is SID is there? We have written this SID in constructor, right? Still person, the parent is not able to go to the constructor of the child, and it is not able to access what the SID at all. So this is a general rule. We can access the properties of, or child can access all the properties of parent, but parent cannot access single property of child. Let me just write down it here. Parent class can not access the properties of child, but child can access all the properties of parent. Okay, any question here in this single inheritance?
Well,
Let's write a one simple code for this.
mm,
Okay, any question, Manish? You're saying something?
sir, if the method both have a same method with child class or parent class, so they represent child class, no? If they
Yes,
have, okay, thank you, sir.
that is called overriding, that we'll see. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
Sir, how many child class we can create?
So for in single inheritance, um like we'll establish parent child relationship, we can create a number of child. Okay,
Okay.
uh, sure, so let's go ahead and write one simple code. uh, let's go here. Example of single in. So let's copy the above code. This is our parent class. Okay. Then self dot id equal to input your name, your id, then self dot age, enter age. These are the basic details we having. Okay. Then let us keep this as it is, or yeah, we can write like this. Then class, for example, employee. In this, person will be parent here. Then uh, let's say def accept details self, then self dot name id, that is already covered, department is equal to input department, self dot let's say designation equal to input enter designation. Okay. And then at the end def display self. Okay, so here we'll be printing all the details. So can we print self dot name, guys, here? Is it possible to print self dot name, self dot age?
Yes, because
Yes.
we are calling the child, no? Already.
Yes. Department self dot basic. It's done. Okay. Now whose object I should create? For example, P is equal to employee, right? I should create the class of object of employee, and then e dot what, guys? Accept details, right? Then e dot
Display.
display will be calling.
Display.
Let's go ahead. See now, by default it has called which constructor, guys? It is accepting name means what? The person parent class constructor. So it is asking name. ID is 101. Age is 30. You see now it has come to department. It is accepting what details. Department is DS. Designation is data. and now it is printing all the details, right? Means I can access all the properties of parent, even of child also in the child class. But if you, yeah, if you try to create the object of person and try to access this designation and department, then it fails, right? It will not allow us to do that. Any question, guys? I hope you all have
Sir, we can
done with
change
this.
E variable, E is equal to employee and E dot accept details.
Yeah, this
like.
is, yeah, this is one object you have created. Now go ahead and create the other object E1, right? E1 is equal to employee, E2 is equal to employee, kind of. This is just a variable name.
Okay.
Anish, can you say hi in Q&A so that I can send that code to you? The occurrences in Q&A. Can you copy that in the from the chat? If yes, then I have pasted that in the chat. If you want that in the Q&A, I'll send it.
Sir, I just send you the Q&A.
Yeah, just check the response. This is also you can do other like one more approach is there. Hi again, I'll send it to another method.
Sir, previously I used counter, like one collection, no? That counter was.
Okay, so you got that result?
No, sir, but they just give only first character result.
Okay. Rupali use lambda function to compute the squares of the number. Okay. Rupali, you're not able to do this, Rupali.
Sir, actually it is showing an error. Generator object is not callable. I'm not able to understand what is it.
Okay. This is what the thing, right? You're saying generator object is not callable. So here, okay, for map, you have defined the function. For inverse. And here, okay, your right. So for map, I think we don't require that for loop and or other. It automatically,
Sir,
takes all
map
these
didn't require for loop.
parameters.
That's
Yeah,
only required x, y, or matlab, the variable only x.
right, right. That is what I'm saying. For does not take any, for loop. So maybe we can do like this. Just check. We can remove one. I believe it is
Thank you, sir.
because map will itself take these numbers, right, one by one. We don't have to iterate.
Amit sir, you give one question that concatenate a list using reduce. So when I've just send you in the chat, we send a code. When we use single digit number, it's work fine. But when we use double digit number, it's give us it's fail. My code was fail.
So you want to what like
The list numbers.
question is to concat the string, right? Two strings.
No, sir. In the last concatenate the list of list using reduce.
Okay, concat the list of list. Okay. So we have a list. So you are taking two variable x and y, and then we are adding. Okay. So okay, let me just. Can you see my screen? For example, a is equal to in this first parameter is 1, 2, 3, right? Then
Yes.
second is 1 comma 2 in this way, right? Then we are having 1 3 comma 4 comma 5, right? This is what my list is, and we want to concat all this, right?
Yes.
So let's do that. Result is equal to using reduce, right? So we need
Yes.
to import that. What the import statement is
Import function
from
tools.
func tools. Is it correct? FUNC
No, we have to import now.
tools. Import reduce,
Reduce.
and then reduce will be using reduce. In that, let's use lambda to iterate. Okay, let's have x comma y. Just a second, guys. There is some
Hi, sir. We can't hear you.
Amit on mute.
We will come
Can
back.
you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, yes.
Okay. Now we can add these two numbers. Okay, and then maybe we can have a here. Okay, let's try this and print result. Now we have concatenated all the list elements. Is it
Hi,
fine?
Amit.
Yeah.
Hi, Amit, sir.
Sir, I have.
Yeah,
Hello.
go ahead. Just a second, Monica. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Monica. Yeah. Hi, sir. I have one question. I've just placed into the Q&A.
Okay.
Yeah, because I actually want to sort the names based on the length. Okay, but this is the code that I came out, but there's a problem. There's an error message. It shows that ask me to add a comma after the names, but I did added the comma after the names. Yeah, so I'm not sure whether what's the problem.
So you want to what?
Yeah, I want to sort the name based on the length.
Length. Okay.
Yeah, based on the length. Yeah.
All right. So here. What you have done is lambda, so name will be here one by one. Okay, then you are going to sort it. Okay, so alien, so you have to sort it according to length, right?
Correct.
Okay, so the here, let's say sorted, this will be having what? Names comma key is equal to alien. Let's check. Sorted is not.
Yeah, typo.
Name is not defined. So where is this? Is what your name is, right?
Correct.
Very simple code it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just check if it works. Yeah, it is working now.
Oh, okay.
According to length, right?
Okay, so I need to add in a key KEY equals to length. Is it?
Yeah, key is equal to len, and just
Is equal to
explore
length.
what are the different possibilities under key, right? It can be
Yep.
alphabets and others. You can explore that in the documentation of sorted.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Amit.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Sir, I have shared the code in chat box. Please check.
Yeah, sure. Let me just bring your code here. Use lambda function map to square the numbers. Okay. List of map of mat dot square a lambda. It's square root, right? Or square.
And I have done over here square root.
Power. Do we have POW function? I think, right? Or power? Not sure. Using map. Okay. Let's check which function is there, which is just check the documentation. instead of this. A, right? A is your list, and here you have to write lambda A multiplied by A. Here it is. Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks.
Any other question in the chat?
Sir, please share this code in Q&A.
Okay. Guys, you're solving your assignment from me, right? Just I believe like everyone tried that, right? Try to understand it. That is what the at the end objective. Okay. Any other question, guys? Manish, do you have any question? Like you put any code in the chat?
No, sir, it's done. Sir, I thought we have to made a string like for every list. Now we have to
No,
make
no,
a
no, no,
string.
no,
That's why I
no.
multiply with 10.
Okay, got it. Yeah, Mahesh, do you have any question? You raise your hand. No, right?
Sir, it was about extending the means postponing submission date of.
Yeah, please shoot an email to
Sir, you told
Ajay.
at the end of our session, you will be
Yeah,
trying.
let me check if I have access to that. Okay. Otherwise, anyway, like you shoot an email, that is the better thing. But I'll
Yes, sir,
try
it was
and check.
already sent, sir.
Okay, okay. Then you will get an extension. No
Thank you, sir.
worries. Okay. So today's is OP2. For this week, I will not give you any assignment. Try to solve the previous one itself. Then in the next week, I'll give the assignment on OP. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Let me share this file in the chat. I have also uploaded it on the portal. Just check. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. See you in the next class then.
Sir, please post this file on our chat window. So
Yeah,
we
I
can...
already did that. Can you check again? I have already pasted
Thank
that
you,
in
Amit.
the. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Are you able to download that from chat?
Yes, sir. Downloaded. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Share not display yet.